Hello, this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. While we as Indian football fans are trying to figure out what are our problems, why is the Indian national team struggling so much at this moment, there are other nations who are celebrating huge success. Uzbekistan and Jordan have qualified for the FIFA World Cup 2026. My heartfelt congratulations. While Indonesia beat China and are at least in the final round of the Asian qualifiers. Now, 3 nations, 3 pathways which cannot be compared to ours. But there's one thing, the desire of the National Football Association with the support of the respective governments, with the support of their economy to progress in a sport like football. 3 different ways. And I take those 3 different ways to showcase what we haven't been doing rather than what we should be doing. There is no one way to success. There is no copy-paste what an All India Football Federation or Indian football can do to success. Uzbekistan has always been a very talented team. Having been part of the former Soviet Union, there is a certain Russian element in their football. They've always been very technically sound players, good players, but they have been called the chokers of Asian football. But it seems in the last few years, look at, for example, last winter, Husanov joins Manchester City. They've been consistent in these qualifications. Look at the way they played against us in the last AFC Asian Cup. That this new Uzbek generation is ready for bigger things. And that is qualification for the World Cup. Then we take Jordan. Also, a lot of focus on their own youth players, on their grassroots, coaches, and their best players left the country to try and play elsewhere. They reached the final of the last AFC Asian Cup. And then there is Indonesia. The craze for football in Indonesia, is quite big, quite huge. But their national team, at least in the recent years, has been a disaster. Then someone like Erik Thohir comes, former owner of Inter Milan, and says, you know what, guys, we need to bring in players of origin. They go around, they start scouting. They find a beehive in the Netherlands. A lot of Indonesian women who've married Dutchmen, again also due to old colonial links. And suddenly, Indonesia is more like a Netherlands bee than an Indonesia, some would say. But they're also working on their domestic football, on domestic leagues. They've also qualified with the under-17 team for the under-17 World Cup. All these ways showcase what you could, what you should, what you need to do to develop football. It is a lot of work. There is no shortcut. There are no jugars to get to success. This is what we've been trying in Indian football. And the reality is also, when I see people comparing FIFA rankings and say, oh, you know what, Uzbekistan was this ranking, we were this, oh, look at where Jordan were, where we were. I've always said, and I continue to say that, don't simply go by the FIFA rankings, because theoretically, if we want a real FIFA rankings, then all 200 member associations of FIFA need to play each other. Then we would get a more realistic ranking. India was not in the 90s when we were in the 90s. And we are in the 120s. Most probably, in my opinion, we are a team between 120 and 140. So therefore, it's difficult. I'm, as I said, once more, heartfelt congratulations to Uzbekistan, to Jordan, to qualifying for the World Cup. But I would like to see us qualify one day for the World Cup, at least before I get old and die. But for that to happen, a lot of things would have to change in Indian football. The way we're running Indian football at this moment in time, we can talk about the World Cup, but we shouldn't mention it. We're further away both in the men's and the women's game than ever before. And that makes me honestly very, very worried. When will things change? That's the big, big question for Indian football. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you've got anything to add, write those points down in the comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.